Hey guys, what's going on? It's xdeadlysmoorex here, and welcome back to part 65 of our Just Cold Steel Let's Play. In the last episode, we went from Legram to... we go on our second part of our field study to Guerrilla Fortress, which is where we are now. So we took the train from... we had to take the train from Legram to Boreahard, because then we had to go from Boreahard to Keldic, then we caught up with the others at Keldic. I think we caught up with the others at Keldic. I think it's either that or Boreahard. I think it was Keldic, because then we took the train from Keldic to Guerrilla Fortress. But I think it was while we were in Boreahard, I think it was either Boreahard or Keldic, and I could go back to it, that we saw Captain Claire again, and we saw the special train for the Chancellor Osborne. Chancellor Osborne. Right. I promise I won't do that all the time. But yeah, the Eisengraph, and Reen managed to see Prince Oliver, Toa, and Chancellor Osborne on the train somehow, apparently because the train goes like extremely fast. But yeah, then we met up with the others, and then we're at Guerrilla Fortress, where we met up with Instructor Neidhart, or as we're going to probably or as he's a major in the army, so Major Neidhart, who told us we're going to be watching an exercise, a live fire military exercise with the 4th and 5th Armoured Division. And then also while we're here, we're going to be attending special lectures about probably about how the armies are all done and everything like that, or how they're like run and everything. So yeah, that's where we left it off. We got to go talk to everyone, and then we're going to go watch the live fire exercise. So let's get on with it. Oh, you taking a rest, Emma? I did take a short walk around, but everything about this fortress is so imposing. It made me feel a little faint. I feel you there. Looking at her now, it's hard to believe that she's the same person who almost single-handedly guided us through that castle. Reen? Nah, never mind. But there is one thing that's been bugging me lately. Ever since we arrived in Legram, I feel like just out the corner of my eye, I catch a glimpse of this small black shadow following us. But ever since we got to the fortress, I haven't seen it. Really? Maybe you were possessed by something. Possessed? Yikes, that's an unsettling thought. It is, isn't it? I'm glad I told her to go back when we reached Keldic. Lauren Fee. I should still mention I'm still a little bit sick, so you might hear me like sniffling and that, so just bear with me. As I did say in the last episode, I'll probably be gone. I'll still have it for maybe a few more episodes, so, and hopefully it will go away, but it's being stubborn at the moment.
I heard about the fortress from my father, but seeing it in person really drives home its incredible scale.
Oh yeah, your father helps train the Imperial Army in swordsmanship, doesn't he? I can see why he's so busy, if he's going around training all the soldiers in places this massive.
Indeed, I feel like the reality of that is finally sinking in for me as well. I have no idea how his teachings are actually being applied though. Perhaps we'll have the opportunity to find out during today's military training exercise. I'm looking forward to it.
Of course you are, Laura, of course you are. Let's take a drink. Goddamn. What do you got to say, Fee?
The soldiers here seem pretty well trained. Pretty well equipped too, like you'd expect from the Empire's biggest fortress. You'd need to put in some serious prep time if you want to topple it.
Fee, I'm not sure that's something you should be saying within earshot of the soldiers.
Old habits die hard.
Yeah, because there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 5, 6 soldiers around their feet. Maybe 7 if you count the one down there if they're going to hit you. But yeah, definitely something you're not supposed to be saying. Let's go up here. Because, oh yeah. So you're the student who have come to tour the fortress? Yes, sir. He's wearing an officer's uniform. I wonder if he's This is Lieutenant General Walter, commander of Guerrilla Fortress. He also serves as the division commander of the 5th Armored Division, which is stationed here. Ah, I apologize for not greeting you sooner, sir. Thank you for granting us the opportunity to tour the fortress. It really is an honor. Well, at least you're not lacking in manners. Hardly built like a soldier, though. I have my doubts that you'd be able to enjoy the military's training regimen with a physique like that. Are you sure you're training them properly, Major? My apologies, sir. Though I hear the Academy has a former bracer as their combat instructor. They must be really scraping bottom. I've heard of the Purple Lightning before, of course, but a bracer is still a bracer. He's got a smile on it. He's got a small smile on his face, because I'm wondering if he's saying that to try and get under Reen's skin. Leaving such an important role in the hands of a civilian is ridiculous. The famous stores isn't what it used to be. Well, no surprise he's here. It's like he fills in every box on the checklist for stereotypical Imperial Army soldier. Anyway, as Fortress Commander, allow me to welcome you to Guerrilla. Keep in mind though that we're constantly on alert for potential threats from the east. I have no problem with your class conducting your field study here, but see that you don't get in the way. Of course, sir. Very well, I'll take my leave here, as I have business to attend to. Whew, he's certainly strict. Well, he is responsible for keeping one of the Empire's most vital defensive fortifications running smoothly. Considering the ongoing tension between the Empire and the Republic, you should be grateful he allowed you to come at all. I won't forget it. Now, I'm afraid I must excuse myself as well. You're welcome to tour the rest of the fortress, but don't try to enter the command center. Of course, good luck with your work, instructor. I'll see you later then. Don't want to talk to him anyway. Fuck it, they want to go into the command center anyway. Oh yeah. So I've done this right after I talked to him because it's right there, but still. Oh yeah. Oh, I was gonna make some fucking Crow. I was gonna say Crow's voice. It's not Crow. Oh yeah, Tobal gave me a call about what happened in Legraham. So you had a mechanical monster show up outside the city limits? Yeah, Tobal looked pretty concerned when we first mentioned it to him too. Do you know anything about him? Well, I'm no stranger to that group that makes them. They go by the name Ouroboros. They're a secret society of sorts that acts in the shadows all across the continent. A secret society? We don't know how many members there are or what they're capable of. Honestly, we don't know much about them at all. What we do know is that they have access to technology more advanced than the most cutting-edge research institutes. And that they've been hiding, and that they've been behind several crises that have threatened to shake the foundation of the entire nation states. Are these the people that made the monsters? God damn, can't read. I'll blame the code. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd find it hard to swallow. But there's no denying what we saw out there. Well, you don't need to come to gripes with it just yet. We call it the mechanical monsters like the ones you guys fought archaisms, and lately it seems an awful lot of them have found their way onto the black market. There's been one signing after another these days, all over the Empire and beyond. Wow, that's heavy. Does that mean there's a chance they might be plotting something here in Erebonia? Just in your opinion, I mean. Well, that's a tricky thing about them. I don't necessarily mean that at all. There have been cases where we know they put archaisms into the wild purely to test their abilities, for example. Still, it's something to keep in the back of your mind at least. Right. I'll make sure to let the others know too. And then down to the motor pool. Oh, sorry for the mic bump, guys. Look at all those oxygen tanks, bro. That's a lot of firepower. It makes sense, really, that they've got that many oxygens, because it's, well, it's a vital fortification, so you're going to need a lot of firepower to defend it. Seems like this is the hangar for tanks and armoured cars. It's kind of strange seeing so many of them lined up in one place. I'm not looking forward to this. You've never seen any military exercises before, right, Reen? Yeah, this will be my first time. I think you have them? Yeah, my dad showed them to me last time he brought me out here. He really does want me to join the army, but I don't think I'll ever be suited for it the way he is. I get where you're coming from. The more I hear about it, the more curious I get. I like Elliot's dad. He's not the most complex character, or like he's not the most entertaining, as I say, or not most complex. He's an odd character, to say the least. Like, when you look at, like, those of you that have played this game know, but you take one look at him, it's like, oh, he's like this stereotypical, like, army dad, like, general wants his son to, like, follow in his footsteps kind of thing. And then you meet him and he's like, no, that's not what he's like at all. I'm not entirely sure. Oh god, I'm mixing up people's voices. God damn it. I'm not entirely sure how to feel seeing this many auctions lined up like this. Triumphant companies make these, don't they? Unfortunately so. I'm sure they'll be using them for this military exercise too. As far as I can tell, they'll be pitted against the older automated models. That sounds pretty brutal. The older tanks won't stand a chance. Well, that's kind of the point. They just want to show off how easy the auctions can dominate them. Well, you don't get a chance to go eyes on with this stuff every day. I'll take the opportunity to see for myself just how competent they are. Just like her. That's just like her, I should say. Then it's up here, if I remember. Yeah, this brings us back out here. I just gotta remember, because when I did this the first time, my first playthrough, I got really confused as to where to go. Because I didn't know where I was going. So that's come on, Cedric, I've gone the wrong way. There is a way to get, because there's a hangar up top. It's this way. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Looks like this is the fortress's airport. There might come a day where I find myself in a military airship. Crazy, it's like night and day, man. Yeah, I thought so much in two places more diametrically opposed, I should say. What's wrong, you two? Oh, we were just talking about how different this place is to Jirai. Jirai was super lively, but this place, I think Crow's somewhere withdraws now that he's somewhere who's got easy access to a casino at all times. I can imagine. Seems like everyone's talking about Jirai these days, though. Was it really that amazing? It was. I didn't know what to expect with the recent annexation by Arabonia, but everything looked fine to me. It's that offices and entertainment district, and all the people I saw were thoroughly enjoying themselves. I'd go far as to say they're happy to be under the Imperial government's control. I don't know if I'd go that far, man. Oh? A little bird told me Chancellor Osborne was the one behind the annexation in the first place. It also told me he used some pretty forceful tactics to get them to agree. And of course, most of their tax money takes a brand new detour straight into the Imperial government's pockets. I wouldn't be surprised if he made the annexation happen just to fatten his pocketbook, man. But paying taxes is a citizen's duty. It's only natural that they do so now they're under Arabonia's protection, right? Sounds like this is a pretty complicated issue. That is, so that's for Crow and Marcus. The only ones left are merely Gaius and Eustace. I had to think for a minute then. There we go, sorry. Wow. I can't believe the size of this place. Oh, given that uniform, you must be one of the students from Thor's. Feel free to look around all you like, but try to stay out of our way. we're all incredibly busy at the moment. So if you don't mind, I'd ask you to make your way over to the corridor over there instead of hanging around here. Understood. Thank you very much. Let's head over there then. Let me take a quick drink before I do Gaius' voice. Guys, you alright?
I'm just kind of shocked by how different the atmosphere here is from Zender Gate.
Well, it is a major military base right on the border of Crossbell. I never imagined it'd be quite this big though.
This place is such a departure from Zender Gate that I hardly believe this is the same military. Although perhaps this is true face of the Imperial Army.
This fortress is the very definition of oversized, and that's ignoring the excessive display of military power. I imagine that the posturing is meant to show the recruits in provincial army that they could crush them on a whim. I forgot what this place probably means to you and your family, I suppose. While I don't agree with my father's actions, I can't say I'm comfortable with this fortress's presence either. In fact, I find it hard to believe that anyone could sleep peacefully in a fortress like this. I mean, you're not wrong, but I guess I can't see it from here after all. I would be able to see it from where the railway guns are, but they'll get on mine if I get close to them. What are you doing now, William? That look on Reed's face is like, I don't trust this. I don't trust you, William. What are you doing? You know that huge Orcus Tower where they're holding the trade conference? I'm trying to get a good view of that. Oh yeah, they mentioned that in the Imperial Chronicle and on the radio. Can you actually see it all the way from way over here? That'd be incredible. Would I ever lie to you? Yes you would. I wish I could have gone with Grimsby and stuck on some stupid field study. Why join Class 7? Speaking of which, they're going to be holding the keynote session there tomorrow. I wonder what they'll be talking about during it. Most people are thinking that it's just so they can decide on the finance rules and stuff of Western Zumeria. But I think it's really going to be it's going to end up. Let's start again. But I think it's really going to end up being about who Crossbow belongs to. Knowing Gramps, he might even try to get Crossbow to be part of the Arabonia. Seriously? Britt's going to be there too. He'll probably just try and shake everyone up a bit. Unbelievable. So I was there too, though. So here's hoping things go well. And we've talked to everyone. Run back, because there's nothing on the other side. Return to the fortress. I think that's it, isn't it? Oh, got up here. My bad. This bulletin is to inform all Thor students that preparations for today's military exercise are now complete. Please assemble in the hangar immediately. Your transportation is standing by. I repeat. That's Instructor Neidhart. The time must have passed more quickly than I thought. I suppose I should start making my way towards the hangar. Maybe I'll run into the others on my way. You just talked to everyone, Reed. God damn it. We boarded the armored cars and set towards the proving grounds. Those cars don't even look like they could fit everyone in, but they're probably like more spacious on the inside. Kind of like TARDIS, I'd say. Bigger on the inside kind of thing. Excuse me. The inside of the armored cars was narrow and cramped. The smell of machine oil hung in the musty air. The cars shook and rattled on the uneven ground, trembling us around like an iron coffin on wheels. Eventually, after enduring 10 minutes of jaw-rattling travel, unable to even peek outside at the scenery, we finally arrived at Corellia Fortress's military proving grounds. Corellia Fortress Annex, military training ground. Wow, oxen mean battle tanks. Yes, there are plenty of automatic tanks out there too. It even looks like they have airships here.
Oh yeah, like the one we saw in Nord.
Welcome.
Oh,
There's Elliot's dad. So that's Elliot's dad.
I don't see the family resemblance.
looks like the hair made the jump from father to son now.
Reporting, Lieutenant General. Very good, Nightheart. And it's Dr. Falcom, I believe. Pleased to meet you. It's an honor to make your acquaintance, Lieutenant General Craig. Allow me to extend my deepest thanks for agreeing to cooperate with us for the Academy's curriculum today. Think nothing of it. Many of these fine youngsters may one day hold positions in the Imperial Army after all. Besides, I owe a lot to our General Van Dyke. Ah, and these must be...
What a piercing stare.
So this is Craig the Red. Elliot, my boy, it's good to see you again. Huh? It's fucking hilarious, I love it. It must have been half a year now that since I last saw you. How have you been? That's a great looking uniform you got too. I've seen the photos, but it looks even better on you in person.
Dad, come on.
I see you still got a long way to go if you want to put on some real muscle. There's a part of me that hopes you'll still be my little chap forever. But you're a man of Arbonia, and the men of the Empire must be strong, stout, and ready for action. It was for your own good as a man that I held back my tears and enrolled you in the military academy.
Dad, I can't breathe.
Uh,
I feel like everything I've been told about him was a lie. There does seem to be some differences from the stories.
you kidding me, man? He seems like a cool guy. I was like, I'm so done with this shit.
What a delightful commanding officer you have, Major.
Words fail me.
Dad, knock it off. I'll tell Fiona.
He fucking got off Elliot so quick there. He's like, shit. Moving right along. I'm Lieutenant General Olaf Craig, Commander of the Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. I've been entrusted with the role of overseeing today's joint military exercise. Please make your acquaintance.
Likewise, sir.
It's a pleasure, sir.
You've got one heck of a dad, Elliot.
Believe me, I feel it in my bones.
Now let me give you a brief rundown of what will be happening. The exercise will consist of a simulated battle conducted by 2 of our armoured divisions. Armoured regiments at the formation centre, infantry, armoured cars and airships will work in tandem, using their manoeuvrability to their fullest to obliterate the targets. Our targets today will be using previous model tanks that have been decommissioned from service. I can see they've been decommissioned, they've got rust on the treads. That's dangerous. Autopilot functionality will allow them to evade and return fire, but they've only been armed with paint bullets. However, all the other regiments taking part in today's exercise have been equipped with live ammunition. Yeah.
So you intend to actually destroy the other tanks?
It would hardly be a live fire exercise if we didn't. The current time is 1400 hours. Right on schedule. Now we begin today's joint military exercise. Armored Divisions 4 and 5 commence combat operations. Glory to the Empire and the Imperial Army. Begin! Yes, sir! 5th Armored Division, Armored Regiment will advance first. Armored Car Regiment and Infantry Regiment follow their lead. 4th Armored Division, Armored Regiment and Infantry Regiment advance together. Armored Car Regiment deploy to the left and right. That doesn't look like a paint bullet to me, that looks like a live bullet. Craig the Red lying. Ooh.
Wow! It's certainly potent.
So this kind of firepower it takes to fight a modern war.
You said those tanks are called oxens.
Yeah,
A type of made battle tank the Rifle Company developed 2 years ago. I've seen their spec sheets, but seeing their power firsthand tells you what numbers and decimal points don't.
They might be the strongest heavy tanks on the continent.
And the Imperial Army's got a couple hundred of those in the wings, huh? That's kinda crazy, man.
You try to fight these things head on, you won't stand a chance. That's as true for our own nation as it is for others. I just can't get used to this. Just the sound of artillery fire is enough to make me start shaking.
I don't think this is something you should get used to. I mean, if the sound of guns and warfare ever stopped bothering you, I'd be worried.
I mean, I guess it's another kind of strength.
Thus, the military exercise came to an end. The 4th Armoured Division, led by Lieutenant General Craig, withdrew to an encampment near the fortress. Meanwhile, we returned to the fortress, where Major Neidhart outlined the results of the training exercise. After that... we had another delicious army dinner. They had lunch, but they're going to have one anyway. Sorry I had to wait for us to finish. Don't worry about it. We're the guests here after all.
Thanks for your consideration.
At the very least, I'd say dinner's a million times better than lunch was. I mean, it's hashed beef today.
Ah, that's an Imperial Army tradition, isn't it? That smells making me hungry.
Oh yeah? Where did your shot go? She's a real looker. I was hoping to get a chance to talk to her. She wants to see the fortress's commander with instruction, Neidhart.
She did ask us to eat without her tonight.
Oh, right. Well, if she's with Major Neidhart, it's hard to compete with those guys from the 4th Armoured Division. It'd be enough if they had Craig the Red, but they've got the Major too, and he's kinda scary.
Like the vision of muscle man.
Anyway, we shouldn't keep you tied up any longer. Your house beef's gonna get cold. See you tomorrow, guys. It's like a curry that they've got.
Wow, this is actually delicious. It's like night and day compared to what we had for lunch.
You're telling me.
Oh, come on guys, what's with all the gloomy faces?
You think you guys might have a bit of a rosier outlook on? I saw that again. You think you guys might have had a bit too rosy of an outlook? What were you expecting to see out there, man? I'm sure you can understand at least a little how we feel. It's like, has everything we learned at Climate Academy been for nothing?
Academics, the arts, individual skill in combat, none of those matter in the slightest in real warfare, do they?
It's true. If I look at I
saw that one again. God damn. It's damn codes, ruining my ability to read even more than it was before. Ruined my ability to read even more than it was before. I can't speak. God damn it.
If all you're looking to do is fight a war, you don't need any of those.
All you need is plenty of troops at your command, the latest weaponry, and overwhelming firepower. Assuming you know the tactics to use them well and the strategy that employs them effectively, I suppose.
The auctions are more powerful than I was expecting them to be too. I remember my mother boasting about their capabilities when she was trying to sell them to the army 2 years ago, but...
To be honest, I'm feeling somewhat disheartened as well. I can't see there being a place for swords on the battlefield with weapons like those on the front lines.
Well, I don't think it matters. It means individual combat skill doesn't matter at all. Still, I think maybe we've been misunderstanding something important all this time. What we saw in the military exercise today was power in its purest form. It has no morality of its own. It exists to bring a result regardless of the ideals or principles to follow who would it. That's true.
In a sense, the same could be said of a sword or a gun.
And all the way up to the huge as Goretta's railway guns too.
I think I finally understand why they wanted us to watch that military exercise in the first place. Could have at least taught us in this roundabout fashion.
Well, looks like you didn't wait for me to start the party. Instructor Sarah?
I thought you... So you spoke with the commander?
Sure did. I got the up-to-date info on the trade conference too, as well as all the latest on those terrorists.
So there's new information about the Imperial Liberation Front?
Anyway, before I get to that, let me explain what you'll be doing tomorrow. In the morning, you're scheduled to participate in the Imperial Army's physical fitness training. In the afternoon, you'll be attending a special lecture, where I'll bring you up to speed on that info I just mentioned. After that, you'll be granted special permission to view the railway guns.
I see.
Looking forward to that.
Sounds like we got a pretty packed schedule.
Well, we did bring you all the way out here, so we might as well make the most of it. Every nation possesses power in the form of a military, whether that military is large or small.
Guerrilla Fortress just so happens to have the power in a very striking and easy to understand form. As students of a military academy, you have an obligation to know the scale of the power. The Empire of Erebonia wields at present a power you might one day be in charge of yourselves. What? Anyway, even a meeting that long could keep me from trying the famous hash beef rice.
That's like a mixture of like croissant has. I've heard it's the only decent food they have around here, so I've been looking forward to this all day. We should probably finish eating.
Yeah, it's gone a bit cold now. Maybe I'll go ask for seconds. Oh, Eustace, if you don't want the rest of yours, can I have it?
I'd sooner throw it away than give it to you. Damn, Eustace. Okay, that should do it. Alright, that covers today's quota. Whew, I'm looking forward to a nice long bath. Well, you know how every time there's a military exercise coming up, the workload gets pretty crazy like this. Still, at least managing inventory has gotten a lot easier thanks to the Orbital. They've got everything hooked up to the network opening crossbow, right? Wish the Empire would get on that a bit more. Thanks for the utility. Well, from the sound of it, you need special equipment to send signals through a wired connection to make use of it. And considering the size of the Empire, it's probably going to be a while before it's a widespread thing here. Huh? An old mail. Looks like it's from HQ. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This, right here, is the problem with this overnet. There's no such thing as off hours, when they can just send you orders round the clock. Huh? What's going on? So get this, they're planning on doing some extra exercises tomorrow. That means we gotta outfit 20 oxygen tanks with C units by tomorrow. 20! Seriously? Ugh, might as well start with another pot of coffee. One for an all-nighter for sure. Do we even have that many C units left? Actually, no lot came by freight just this evening. Exactly 20, if you can believe it. Guess we'll just have to get it done. Crap. At least let's take a shower. I'm gonna head down to the mess hall and grab some snacks. You want anything? Poor guys. Right. Turn mode off. This is where we're gonna end it for today's episode. So for a quick recap, we did a little bit of a tour of Guerrilla Fortress where we were allowed to walk around. We saw, and after we talked to everyone, we experienced a live fire exercise between the 4th and 5th Armoured Divisions, or it was like a cooperation thing between the 4th and 5th Armoured Divisions. And we met Elliot's dad, who's a rather interesting character. As I say, not the most complex or anything like that. He's just, his demeanour is very interesting and how it shifts. And then then everyone had hash beef for dinner, and they talked about what they'd seen in the live fire exercise, and then Instructor Sarah dropped a bomb on them, well, not literally, but dropped like a metaphorical bomb on them, saying she had news about what's going on in the trade conference and what's going on regarding the Imperial Liberation Front. So we're going to be learning about those in the next episode and whatever else this game decides to throw at us. So if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to hit that like button. If you're enjoying this Trials of Cold Steel Let's Play series, make sure to subscribe as well. If you're a fan of JRPGs or just RPGs in general, make sure to subscribe as well, because hey, that's what I'll be doing on this channel. I have a few products in the work lined up that hopefully you guys will be on the lookout for and will enjoy when they come out. And as I said earlier on in the episode, but be sure to bear with me for the next few episodes. I'm still recovering from being ill, so I'll sound a bit gross throughout some of these next few episodes, but hopefully it should be gone relatively soon. But yeah, with all that PSA out of the way, this is xdeadlysmoorex, and I shall see you guys next time.